So I have some questions for Storm. So, Team Storm, are you suggesting that we do away with religion completely?
Like my co-debater said, St. James said faith and work goes together. In Nigeria, we've been praying, and we've been praying since time immemorial, but we have not been working. We are saying that this prayer, just like we do in the Catholic Church, prayer for Nigeria in distress, we've been praying that since before I was even born. We are saying that prayer has done enough. Why don't you leave the prayer to the monks and the nuns in the monastery? Why we keep on working? We are not saying we should do away with religion. We are saying religion should be kept at abeyance and let work be the way forward.
So how do we keep religion at bay?
I think as what he was saying, I think our stance here is that religion as a concept is advantageous. You know that it teaches morals and all that. But we can see that the practice of religion has become an avenue for various forms of corruption. So we're saying that instead of just doing away with religion, we should acknowledge what religion was initially meant to be and then start attacking the problems that religion is causing in the society, because the problems are not being addressed. They are just there. The economy is just there. The problems are just there. So we feel like we should not do away with religion completely. Our stance is that it is a vice, meaning it is a problem. So our stance is that we should we should acknowledge these problems and try to solve them to make sure that religion is actually doing what it's supposed to do.
Thank you. A question for Spartans. I'll say that I expected, I think, something close to what Professor Edith said. I expected you to, in some way, tie your argument to the existence of God. I think one of the most important questions in our society today is, does God exist? Is God real? And if God is real, then what does that mean for society? How do we tap into this reality of God? God exists, and what is God's word? God's word to some is the Quran. God's word to us here in Enugu is the Bible. And so how can we navigate using the Bible without religion? Religion might be a vehicle right now that is not performing well, but religion is, in its original state, the vehicle through which we connect with God, through the Bible and through going to church and through those religious practices. I think that's kind of really what I expected you to come from. You said that men are shown to naturally be selfish. Do you know what it means to be altruistic? Do you know what the word altruistic means? Do you know what it means to be altruistic? No, okay, so there's a study that also shows that humans are naturally altruistic. How many people here know these videos online where you see people giving to others and recording it and things like that? When people give to others, when people help other people, naturally we feel good about it. So while some men are naturally selfish, you do find a lot of people that are naturally good. So my question to you is, you anchored your argument so much on ethics. How exactly so if we go to a country that doesn't have religion, where are they finding their ethics from if they don't have religion?
All right. Thank you so much, Ma, for the opportunity. So, but please, I wanted to say something about our reading. So I think it's something that is important. While we did our orientation some weeks back, we were told that it's possible to come up with materials. So, and that's exactly why we have this here. If it was not possible, we are intelligent students. We can actually...
No, you can come up with papers, but surely we don't expect you to be reading from it the whole time.
You can have a cue card, but to stand and recite a poem for me.
So, yeah. Please carry on with the question.
All right, we really apologize for that. Next time, we are not going to be doing with this. So concerning the question, we are trying to say that the constitutions that we have being practiced in different nations happen to have their origin in religion. So even if a society comes up and try to adopt things that they feel like are nice from other constitutions, we're just trying to say that the root of all of these things still falls back to religion. So removing religion, it's almost like saying those things that were brought out of religion should also be discarded. Some societies started on religion, but over time there was a decline to the secular. I don't know if you're getting it. So constitution itself, those things that they live by have their derivative from religion, but as the country become more industrialized, they tend to forget their roots. And
so did Japan start with religion?
It's somehow, it has a base on religion. But
what religion is that?
I don't know.
So what he's trying to say is...
No,
so
please, you guys need to answer that question. What religion is that?
So Japan is like a multi... I think it's not just one religion. I think you'd see Hinduism in Japan.
Tao Buddhism, Zen Buddhism, Shintoism. You're correct, but you see, research, you should have known, if you're going to talk about Japan, what religions they started with.
Oh, okay, so while we admit to the fact that we might not know definitely like the religion is started with, but we know that...
Sorry, louder.
Sorry, while we admit to the fact that we might not know definitely the religion is started with, so that we don't bring up fallacies, we still say that those things that constitute orderliness, like their constitutions, the ethics, religious concepts like justice and these things that are major proponents like religious concepts, have guided, even though there's now a decline like he has stated, those things, those foundations, those concepts, those religious concepts that they live by, that ensures order, are derivatives, are ethos that religions abide by.
So you think justice is a religious concept?
Largely, yes.
So justice cannot exist outside religion?
So it's not that it cannot exist. It can exist now because religion has provided the foundation. It is that religious concepts like being made in the image and likeness of God, equality, those things that major religious concepts are proponents for this ethos that we live by. So while we admit that justice can exist now, we say that it's existent because it's existing as a derivative of an already established religious framework.
Very good. I mean, I agree with you on that, but I will say that you guys have to work on your delivery. So you have to find a way to connect with people and be more understandable. So the way you structure your use of English is not always very understandable. It's like reading a textbook, right? So I'm listening to you. I understand what you're saying, but not everybody may easily understand what you're saying. And I would say for your next debate, if there is one, try to use examples and instances in society to boost your argument. Thank you very much. For Team Spartans, for you arguing for religion, like I said earlier, I expected you to tie that in with God, and if God exists, and if God does not exist, and how we cannot have God without religion. I really expected to hear some real life instances and examples and some relatable situations that are happening here in Nigeria or maybe even across the world. I don't think I got that from you. Again, your first debater, though I could understand what he said, it was not easily understandable. So a lot of the things he said were very complex. They were not delivered in a way that the layman would easily understand. For Team Storm, you guys did well, but your facts were not accurate. So I noticed you tend to speak quickly with passion without very good information. So of course, saying, if you go to societies like America, mentioning America, away from religion. America now has no religion, but I tell you, America coming up. So what brought America to where they are today was religion. So they couldn't have gotten to where they got to today without Christianity. That is fundamental. So for you to say that lets me know that you were able to ride on the horse of persuasion and ride on the horse of the things that we see happening, but you did not ride on the horse of facts and true information. Having said that, based on delivery, based on persuasion, based on the level of interest, I give my vote to Team Storm.
Congratulations. Congratulations to Team Storm. That they have there as votes. Congratulations to them. But we have to hear from Nnamdi now.
Yeah. I mean, Team Spartan, you came out and I was so turned off by, the direct reading. That for me was a no-no. I did think that your second debater, and this is not a disservice to the first debater, more or less was carrying the team on his back, and I could score him very highly, but on a whole as a team, it looked like one man was carrying, it was a one-man band. For Team Storm, you guys came out, you had the act, you had the moves, but quality of information. I mean, it was so easy to fact check so many things, and these are not opinion things. These are things that are yes or no, black and white issues. And for me, that quality of information is very, very key. Yes, in terms of the quality of personnel, you guys have a very, very good spread. You didn't use your books as much, though it was the same, but it wasn't reading. But the fact that I had so many issues with quality of information, I'll have to give my own vote to Spartan.
All right, now we're divided. We have the Spartans and Dara went with Storm, right? So we have Spartan and we have Storm, is that right? Okay, so now I think we have the determiner. Mrs. Evelyn Eze is going to determine who will be winning this round. That's a lot of responsibility, and we trust you. Tell us who you think won this round, Mrs. Evelyn Eze. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. For the second challenge, it was like Clash of Titans. For the very first time among the judges, we were comparing scores. It wasn't like the first, that we had a very clear judgment on who is coming out final. But all the same, even if someone or some team didn't win, they were substance to the winning team. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. It's difficult to say this. Very, very difficult. But no one should be discouraged by this. Of course, even as they are, competing, they already know that someone, some team must emerge. And therefore, having considered the 3 scores from the judges, of course, we have an odd number, which is the right proportion in a judging team. We give it to Team Storm.
Congratulations to Team Storm. They are the winners of this particular round.